guys, CygnusJason here on the game side, and today we're taking a look at Metal Gear Survive. All the footage in this video is from the beta that started on January 18th and ends today, January 21st. Also, if you enjoy the video and want to see more just like it, feel free to like and subscribe. Now, before we begin, I should preface this by saying I have little to no knowledge of the world of Metal Gear Solid, aside from whatever backstory I absorbed while dismembering enemies in Metal Gear Rising. So, I will be speaking purely from a gamer's standpoint when I criticize Metal Gear Survive. Without further ado, let's get into it. After you begin the game and customize your character, you'll end up in your own private situation room of sorts. Here, you can edit your loadout, invite friends, or begin matchmaking to play with randoms. There were only a few missions to choose from for the beta, so matchmaking usually didn't take more than a minute. After matchmaking finds you some people, you can make any last preparations necessary, or just dick around until everyone is in the ready zone or until the mission start timer runs out. Now, I would imagine the finished game will have more mission types to choose from, but for the beta, we get to do some salvage missions, where you defend a wormhole digger while it mines for iris energy. When you first enter a mission, you will end up on the outskirts of the map. Your task is to loot anything not nailed down as you make your way to the wormhole digger's defense zone. If you're anything like me, you'll end up over-encumbered before you even get to the defense zone. But that's alright, because once you reach the defense zone, all your resources are transferred to an on-site storage space, which you pull from whenever you're crafting defenses or ammunition. Once you call down the digger, your mini-map will pop up on the lower right of your screen and reveal a lot of information, such as enemy spawn locations, pre-existing enemies out in the field, and where you or your allies have placed traps or defenses. Gadgets and defenses are items you craft in the lobby before entering a match. When you finish a mission, any additional resources you've found go back to your storage in your situation room. Just to clear up any confusion, things you craft in your situation room are built with whatever resources you bring back after a mission, and things crafted while in a mission are built using resources you find in that mission. A few handy gadgets are available to all players when they first start the game. Among those are healing sprays and a teleportation beacon, which is insanely helpful when it's used correctly. Back to the mission. You only get 5 minutes from when your boots touch ground to when Wave 1 begins and the wormhole digger activates on its own, so make sure you're fully prepared before that timer reaches 0. This mission works just like any other defense mission in any other game. Kill anything that tries to get near what you're defending. Eliminating hordes of infected is oddly satisfying and they're pretty dumb, so feel free to get creative with your kills for maximum enjoyment. Some enemies in this game require a unique approach. For example, with the bomber enemy, shooting them in the head or the body will cause them to explode upon death. However, if you hit them in the weak point on the back of their neck, they won't explode. Bombers heavily damage your defenses when they explode, but they also damage other enemies as well. Keep this in mind when you engage them. Remember that this is a survival game above all else. On top of keeping yourself fed and hydrated with clean bottled water or prepared foods, don't forget to avoid unnecessary injury. There are 4 types of injuries: sprains, lacerations, bruises, and bleeding. Injuries can heavily impact your character's performance. For example, sprains can keep your character from walking, and bleeding constantly makes blood pour over the screen, distracting you and obstructing your view. Each type of injury requires a specific kind of healing item, so make sure you come prepared. As you've seen, you can craft whether a wave is in progress or not, and it's imperative you keep up with what's going on, otherwise you could quickly get overrun. may have noticed the red circle around the digger. At the end of each wave, any defenses or gadgets built within that circle will be destroyed due to the blowback from the wormhole the digger is currently mining in. This is something to keep in mind throughout the missions as the circle gets bigger with each passing wave. Throughout the main missions, little side missions will become available and you can complete those to receive gadgets or heavy weapons like walker units. Walker units only last for a limited amount of time, so use them while you got them. If you survive the chaos and emerge victorious, you'll be showered with boxes full of resources and rarities like gear or weapons. When you're rewarded with new equipment, it's broken and it has to be repaired at your situation room before it can be equipped and upgraded. Successful missions also reward Cuban energy. Cuban energy is used alongside resources to craft every single item in the game, from automated turrets to cowboy hats. Most importantly, Cuban energy is used to level up your character and unlock new skills. Well, I'd say that about covers it for all the important parts of Metal Gear Survive. Regardless of what you think of Konami or anyone else involved for releasing a game like this, I still hope you enjoyed the video regardless. Regarding the announcement that was made about this game having microtransactions, I mean, with a $40 price tag and the way the game is, I don't see them really doing any microtransactions besides purely cosmetic items. I mean, whether it be colors for your character's clothing or skins for your character's weapons, I really don't see it doing any harm to throw a couple bucks at the game to get your character to look the way you want it to look. Putting all that aside, the game sits right with me, so I'm probably going to pick it up when it releases on February 20th. Anyway, this has been CygnusJason with GameSide. Catch you guys next time.